State University and Spartan Athletics. Please welcome to the stage President Guskowitz.
Good morning, and thank you all for joining us here in the Breslin Center. This is the site of so many Spartan triumphs, from epic basketball games to joyful graduation ceremonies. And today is a historic day for Michigan State University. It's one of those moments in the life of a university when the horizon suddenly opens wider. As a proudly public, leading global research institution, Michigan State is defined not only by our proud legacy and what we've inherited, but by what we dream and build for our future together as one team. When we launched our $4 billion Uncommon Will, Far Better World campaign earlier this year, we did something bold. We said out loud that Michigan State was ready to take on the toughest challenges of our time, and that we were going to seek what it takes to do it. Facing tough challenges is what we do. We are built for this. From preparing students for the careers of the 21st century, perhaps for jobs and careers that don't even yet exist today, to squaring off against complex problems like cancer and the impact of climate change on global food security. These are the challenges that can only be addressed as a team by committed people willing to step in, roll up their sleeves, and work together. Greg and Don Williams, in fact, were one of the first couples that my wife Amy and I met after having accepted the opportunity to become Michigan State University's 22nd president about 2 years ago. They welcomed us warmly, and we appreciate all that they have done for Michigan State University and for the surrounding communities and for us personally. Thank you. Their personal belief in this campaign and the possibilities for Michigan State University has been unwavering from day one. They saw a vision, a university that leans forward, that pushes boundaries, that meets students where they are and takes them farther than they thought ever possible. It generates ideas that shift industries, strengthens communities, and shapes lives. And Don and Greg have done more. And we are here today to acknowledge and celebrate their vision and their generosity. Today, I am proud to announce Michigan State's largest private financial commitment ever. Greg and Don Williams are committing $401 million to Michigan State University. Investment that will shape the future of our athletic and academic programs for generations to come. Not only is it the largest in our university history, it is one of the largest to any athletic program in the nation and one of the largest to any university in the nation. It reflects Greg and Don's belief in what Michigan State stands for: opportunity, grit, and a shared responsibility to lift one another. And I'm so excited to share this milestone with them. It's not often that we get to celebrate something of this magnitude, something that will support students, faculty, staff, and student athletes for generations to come. This gift impacts many areas at Michigan State University, and it sets a great example for other donors and supporters that you can be engaged in so many different ways to support Michigan State University. Giving, sure, but also by being engaged, whether it's partnering with us to set up internships or speaking to classes or serving as a mentor to those coming up behind you. It's all connected. It all makes a difference. The Williams commitment also represents Spartan's deep-rooted spirit of bold innovation. Michigan State was founded as the trailblazing land-grant college based on the insight that knowledge can change everything, that access matters, that impact matters, that progress should be shared. Greg and Don embody that same engaged, innovating drive. This partnership feels so natural to us because MSU and the Williams family share a world view that the future isn't something we wait for, it's something we create. And that's something that we've talked about on many occasions. Their investment will propel us forward in ways that will echo across generations, empowering student athletes who dream of excellence, fueling innovation and entrepreneurship, and strengthening the traditions that unite our Spartan community. More than a commitment is a vote of confidence in who we are and who we aspire to become. To Greg, to Dawn, to your family, thank you for choosing to write this next chapter with us. Thank you for believing that Michigan State University, its people, its purpose, and its potential is worthy of a bold, game-changing investment. We will honor your trust. We will rise to meet this moment, and we will continue to push boundaries of what is possible. This is a transformational moment, and it reminds us that when Spartans act with uncommon will, we don't just imagine a far better world, we build it with grit and determination. It's my pleasure now to introduce another Spartan with uncommon will, the leader of our comprehensive campaign in our University Advancement Organization, Vice President Kim Tobin. Thank you.
Thanks, Kevin. As I look out and beyond, I'm grateful for the community here on the Breslin floor, watching from across campus, and joining us from around the country. Moments like this remind us that being a Spartan is not just defined by geography. It's defined by a shared spirit, a shared pride, shared will to do the uncommon things together. In 1982, a newlywed couple, Greg and Dawn, gave their first gift to Michigan State University, $5 to the newly opened Wharton Center of Performing Arts. That act of generosity planted a seed that began their philanthropic journey, starting right here on campus in a community that they truly love. Fast forward a few years, when we launched our comprehensive campaign, Uncommon Will, Far Better World, we set an ambitious goal of $4 billion to propel the university forward. So last February, when we were on the road with Coach Izzo and the team cheering on basketball, Greg and Dawn agreed to serve as campaign co-chairs with two other stalwart Spartans, Ben and Barb Maybach. And today, 43 years of giving has blossomed into one of the most extraordinary commitments ever made to a public university, giving to athletics, to the Burgess Institute for Entrepreneurship and Innovation, to the newly formed Risk Management Insurance Institute and the Broad College of Business, the MSU Marching Band, and the nation's best mascot program, Sparty. There are so many incredible aspects of Greg and Dawn's generosity, but at its heart, this announcement is about people and community. It's about the couple whose love for MSU has been supported by their children and their extended family, and flourished through building authentic, meaningful relationships with many people here today. Thank you to each of you for all that you've done and contributed in building that relationship as well. Greg and Dawn, your commitment today and your belief in MSU spanning more than 4 decades demonstrates uncommon will and truly is creating a far better world. To share how the Williams' unparalleled support will launch Spartan Athletics into its next era of excellence, please welcome Jay Beck.
Today is truly a historic moment for Michigan State Athletics and our entire campus community. In a week that's already had some pretty incredible moments, with I'm certain more to follow this weekend, today stands head and shoulders above them all. In fact, you'd be hard-pressed to find a more impactful singular moment in the history of MSU athletics. Tuesday, we launched For Sparta, a capital initiative for MSU athletics. It's a bold, billion-dollar vision to elevate the facilities, enhance student-athlete experiences and opportunities, and establish Michigan State athletics as a leader in college athletics today. Certainly our fans enjoyed some of the renderings that we shared publicly. But some rightfully asked, is this possible? Can we do this? Can we build this? And today, Greg and Dawn, you answered that question emphatically, yes. Yes, we can. $390 million of this incredible gift will support all of our student athletes across all of our programs and all of our teams competing at the highest level in the Big Ten and nationally for years to come. The support of athletics benefits the entire university. Athletics shines a spotlight on all the important work being done on every corner of our campus, labs, by our students, by our grad students, by our professors. And that's a responsibility that we take seriously each and every day. That partnership is important, and this gift will help propel us to further shine that light more brightly each and every day. Of the $390 million Greg and Dawn have committed, Greg and Dawn are investing $100 million in a specific entity of the Spartan Ventures portfolio. This strategic investment further enables MSU athletics to modernize and scale its approach, ensuring Spartan student athletes have the resources, opportunities, and competitive advantages they need in the rapidly shifting college athletics environment. We are standing at an inflection point in the history of college athletics. I've often said athletic departments that are well capitalized, nimble, and strategically aligned are positioned to take ground in this shifting environment. Some programs will evolve, some will not. Greg and Dawn's commitment will serve as the rocket fuel to propel Michigan State athletics back to the top 10 athletic department where it belongs. For all the change in college athletics today, at its core, we continue to provide transformational opportunities to young people. That mission will never change, even as we modernize and change our business tactics to achieve those ends. Greg and Dawn's generosity allows us to do it better than ever, and their leadership and partnership position MSU athletics for sustained success. I think it's only appropriate that I'm standing here today 6 months and a day from the first time I joined the Spartan family. It's a bit of a full circle moment for Lee and I, as Greg and Dawn helped us understand about the Spartan family and what it means to be part of this special community. It's awesome to be here together celebrating today, celebrating your impact on this great university. Thank you for all the support you've provided Lee and I in this transition personally. Thank you for your trust you have in us and our vision. Thank you for pushing our department to be bolder. Thank you for helping us to rethink the college athletics model while maintaining focus on our mission of supporting student athletes and opportunities for each and every one of them. Thank you for being a partner in our championship dreams. Winston Churchill once said, "We make a living by what we get, but we make a life by what we give." Greg and Dawn, you've certainly made an incredible life. With your generosity and selflessness and your focus on others. You're an example for Spartans everywhere, and we are truly grateful for your partnership and generosity. It is now my job, and the easiest one I'll have all day, to introduce a man who doesn't need any introduction. But much like Greg and Dawn, Coach Izzo cares about this community. His passion and work ethic are matched only by his selfless nature. What an incredible place Michigan State is when our most successful people are focusing on helping others be the best version of themselves. Yet another reason why Michigan State's future is incredibly bright. Please join me in welcoming to the stage our Hall of Fame coach, Tom Izzo.
She's sitting next to Pat. Saw the other night he gets a little rambunctious once in a while. So I don't want her all bruised and battered by the time I get her home. Yeah, you can hug and kiss her. Well, listen, you know, for me, I just want you to get to know who Greg and Don are a little bit better, because I think most of you see him as the businessman and the incredible woman that she is, and I kind of see him completely different. It wasn't even 4 or 5 years ago when I first met him. I don't write up a lot of speeches, but I was nervous on this one, so I wrote down some things that I thought were important. So it wasn't that long ago, Greg and Dawn. You know, the story is I'm riding home from work one day, and I look at Walnut Hills, which used to be the golf course that I golfed on, and grass had grown above this high and over that time. And I looked out there and I saw somebody driving a tractor. And I said, I got home and I said to my wife, what's going on over at Walnut Hills? Sometimes I'm in the fog in my job. Sometimes I'm in the fog in life too. But she says, well, I don't know. You know, I said, well, we got to find out, you know, what's going on over there. Somebody's mowing the lawn, but the lawn is a little higher than normal. And so I learned what a brush hog was. What was really amazing to me is the person driving this brush hog, which those of you that aren't from the UP or Langsburg probably wouldn't know what the hell that is, but was a woman. So the next day I rode by again and I looked over there and I saw this woman driving this thing, and I said to Lupe, there's some woman driving that thing over there, you know. And as I got to know a little bit more, and it wasn't long after that, I think we met over in painting the Spartan helmet. And that's kind of where it was. And I told her there, you know, someday I'd like to come over and mow one of those fairways, because I said it'd be therapeutic for me. No insult to the media that there, but maybe the media would be standing there and I could take that big tractor and just ram it. So I did. I thought to myself, that would be cool. Within a couple of weeks, she called me and invited me to come over on a Sunday morning and mow the lawn. So I went over there and jumped in this tractor, and we really did it, didn't we, Don? And she had this little one. She was going around all the sand traps, and she didn't trust me doing the refined work, so I just did the big work, which is up and down the fairways with this 16-foot blade mower, and it was incredible. Got done, went into their garage where all the other mowers and things were, and thanked her, and it was just me and her at the time. And so 2 weeks later, I called her again. I said, I'd like to bring my wife over and I'd like to mow that lawn again. It was I didn't know where I was from, and so I did. And then Greg was there, and you know, by the time we got done mowing the lawn, and those of you, I see Stacy here, you know, and Casey Dry here, and you know, and lawnmowers on a golf course, there's a million of them, and they were in this big garage, and we're standing in this garage, and for some ungodly reason, Greg said that him and Don wanted to donate some money right there on the spot. I mean, I've known him for a couple of weeks, and I don't know if I'm embarrassed, humbled, but I had tears in my eyes. I never, you know, where I'm from, $10 million applies to UP, and he was making an offer at that time, and I just thanked him a million times. Well, that's where it started, okay? And if it wasn't for Dawn mowing that damn fairway with a brush hog, that's what it's called. I called it a hogger, and somebody yelled at me, it's a brush hog. But that's where it started. And then Luke and I quickly became friends with him. And Greg almost immediately and I formed a bond. Not sure why, you know, but it just seemed like he was kind of he had some of the same qualities I had. I don't know if that's a compliment or an insult, but he is from Langsburg. You know, I do have many more stoplights in Iron Mountain than he has in Langsburg, but we are considered small town people, except for the lack of snow we have down here. I thought we had a lot in common there, and I was immediately blown away by his work ethic. Work ethic is something that I was brought up on. You know, to the day I die, I'll thank my father for giving me that. Beyond his work ethic was impressive the passion and commitment that they both had for anything they touched. It was amazing to me. It was almost like, God, I think I was driven and I felt like I wasn't driven. They don't cut any corners. Whatever they do, they try to make it the best. It doesn't always have to be the biggest or the fanciest, but although sometimes it is. But it does have to be the best. Those goals have to be solid. I'm continually amazed by the people he touches, and yet how grounded he remains. I've had the pleasure of going places with him, whether it be when he was involved with the Pittsburgh Steelers or a tournament we played out in California. And everywhere you go, the people that are involved with him are just the classiest people. I think that's what we do. I always say I want to be around people that are successful. It's going to make me more successful through osmosis. Most of you don't know what that word means, but in the UP, we know what that word means, And, I'll never forget going to Chicago and meeting Lionel Richie and being in the background. It's not name dropping. It's, the guy was just a regular guy. And I started realizing everybody that Greg associates with are regular people. That made me feel comfortable coming from an irregular area. And I mean that. But at the same time, you can meet Lionel Richie on one night and Pittsburgh Steelers on the next night, and yet you can go to a local small little pub and have a beer and a Diet Coke with them. That is special to me. That is what I'm all about. Challenges, I always challenge my team and my leaders to think about others, helping others beyond yourself. It is a pretty selfish world we live in right now. And Greg and Don are the ultimate leaders. They're leading an entire community, state, and even a country.